Alright guys, hey, thanks for joining me today. I uploaded my first video from my Minnesota Snowmobiler channel. I'll put the link to that in the description. That's going to be the channel where I'm going to share my snowmobiling adventures, just share stories in general of me and my life, and have some more fun, more of the just laid back and BS kind of channel. Because I like to keep this channel pretty clean, and so I'll put a link to that in the description. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, jump over to that site and subscribe, or not, don't care. I just enjoy mingling with you guys. You don't have to subscribe, but comment, because that's how we BS. So in the last video, a few of you guys had said that you're young in farming, and how do you get a good start on your own fertility testing. So it'll be a short video because it's super simple. If you have technology yourself, or if your retailer is spreading for you and they have technology, then you just do a pattern, 50%, 100%, and 200% of recommended program on your P&K. This would be P&K only. And so with technology, you just put your 3 rates in the monitor, set a guidance line, and just do every third pass, and then change the rate and come back, change the rate and go back across. So it really doesn't take much more time for them to do that, or while they're turning on the headland, they can just bump it up and down for each rate and just be done. But if you don't have GPS, you're a young guy, smaller guy, just taking over a few acres, you're borrowing the 60-foot spreader from the retailer. Your first pass, you want to set a headland for the center line of this pass. Put a post in the headland, because you're gonna keep it there, because you're gonna do this pattern for 3 to 5 years minimum, and you're gonna be doing some soil testing every other year just to see what's happening, and yield monitoring, just to see what changes are happening and how things are responding. So you have a 50%, 100%, and 200%. You put a post in the center line because you're going to go up. You're going to change the rate. You're going to come down, put another post in the center line, put a post, go up at that last rate. You want that big swing. We don't need to do 10 of these lanes in 20-pound increments. We don't need that. A half rate, full rate, and a double rate will tell us a lot. That'll tell us a lot. And if you do this on several different fields around your farm and keep that spot the same spot for 5 years, that's when you start to see trend lines and what's happening in your soil. This would be exactly how I'd set up for any type of fertility practices, fungicide strips, soil health practices, tillage practices. But the center post also helps us when we come back with the combine. We're not going to take 60 feet as 24 rows on 30 inch. We're not going to combine all 24 rows and measure it. We're just going to, if you have a 6-row head or less, you're going to go up the middle and come back down, just slightly off center. So you're getting the middle 12 rows, or middle 8 rows if you can't make a full round. Or just simply go to the other end, weigh it, move to the next center line, because you want a lot, because the broadcasters don't just throw 60 feet and end. They're going to overlap some, and so you want to leave that big buffer out there. It's the most accurate way to do it. Then you're soil testing up that middle, and I don't know. I told you to be short and simple. It's literally that simple. And then you just go off the results. I mean, we could spend an hour talking about hypothetical results, but there's your results. Just start doing it. I don't know what more to say. It's weird having such a short video that at this point all I'm doing is rambling. If you're doing drilled crops, you could do the exact same thing, but in a drilled crop, annual crops, throw a tarp out there. while you're spreading, just lay a tarp out there and then spread over it. Pick the tarp up. Do you see vegetative growth changes? Walk out with a ruler and see, hey, like where we put the tarp, I clearly see no difference. Mark that spot somehow just by a light pole in the ditch or a power pole in the ditch and so many paces out and so many paces over. Pull some soil samples from there and same thing. Keep track of growth each year and soil samples compared to the rest of the field over 5 years and just see what happens. And so, I don't know. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. Cyril Hopkins had great papers. Albrecht had great papers. There's a lot of reading you should do out there. The guy giving the test at the local retail place, they make a living based off of the results of them tests. I don't always trust that. The house is always going to win. You need to do your own testing because after 5 years, if the 50%, the soil on paper isn't that bad, but your yields are still the same, what's that tell you? And so, yeah, but guys, I'm just going to leave it right there. I said short and sweet. That's short and sweet. Thanks. Hope that helps some young guys.